Hi friends, Father Doran here from St. Michael's by the Sea with Deacon Kim, and we're excited to share with you a little bit about St. Michael's new Spanish-speaking Mass and the reason behind this initiative at St. Michael's. It's actually not a new initiative. The parish has been talking about doing a Spanish-speaking Mass ever since my arrival, almost 20 years ago now, and I think it was talked about even before then. And with Deacon Kim now on our staff, and with her background both teaching Spanish and with her bilingual youth orchestra, Renaissance Institute of Music, we feel like the time is right to finally, at long last, give this initiative a try. According to recent data, 15% of Carlsbad's population is identified as Hispanic. And of course, here at St. Michael's, we're located in the historic Village and Barrio neighborhood, and so we see this as an opportunity to be more inclusive and representative of the neighborhood, the parish in which we serve, offering a Spanish language Mass.
The majority of people, I think, in our neighborhood now are like my friend who grew up in Oaxaca and came here, and she's been here for 20 years. And she and her family are all fluent English speakers and use English all the time. But we were talking about experiences at church, and she said that she goes to her sister's church, but she was thinking about it and realized she never volunteers there. And she was saying, I was wondering why that is, and realized it might have something to do with the language that's spoken there. English is not the language that I grew up worshiping in or praying to God in. And so it doesn't feel like home. And so for her, a Spanish language liturgy is answering a spiritual need to connect to God through the language of her heart. And that is a goal and a need that we want to fulfill for people who haven't had that opportunity in this neighborhood.
So, on Sundays at St. Michael's, there's a 9:30 a.m. service in English, an 11:30 a.m. service here in the historic chapel in Spanish, with a combined fellowship time in between those two services. And on feast days, rather than have two solemn high masses, we're going to have a single solemn high mass that's bilingual so that both English and Spanish speakers can pray in the language of their heart together when we celebrate the feast. The service bulletin actually has the full liturgy, the text in English and in Spanish, so everyone can follow along at every point. And we insert some of the readings will be done in Spanish, perhaps a hymn or two will be sung in Spanish, and the gospel, especially because of its great importance in the context of the liturgy, will be read or sung. I guess it'll be sung, won't it, Deacon Kim? It will be chanted in English and chanted again in Spanish. And then once we enter into the season after Pentecost, we'll return to a 9:30 in English and an 11:30 in Spanish. Please, I hope that you'll tell your friends and your neighbors about this new initiative, and we look forward to seeing you in church.